Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Have you ever gotten a full 8 hours of sleep, only to wake up feeling like you've barely slept a wink? It's an incredibly common and frustrating paradox. You did everything right, you went to bed on time, yet your morning is a fog of fatigue. If this sounds familiar, the answer isn't about sleeping longer. It's about sleeping smarter. The secret to waking up refreshed lies in the intricate and delicate structure of your sleep itself, a concept scientists call sleep architecture. Today, we're going to become architects of our own rest, exploring the blueprint of a good night's sleep, understanding why it so often crumbles, and learning how to rebuild it for a truly restorative night. First, let's get one thing straight. Sleep is not like flipping an off switch. It's a dynamic and highly organized journey. Think of it not as a long, dark tunnel, but as a multi-story building. Each night, you travel through this building in a cycle, going up and down the floors. A healthy adult will complete 4 to 6 of these cycles, with each one lasting about 90 to 110 minutes. This nightly pattern, which we can actually map on a graph called a hypnogram, is your sleep architecture. The two main types of floors in this building are non-rapid eye movement or NREM sleep and rapid eye movement or REM sleep. Let's start with NREM sleep, which makes up about 75% of your night. This is your body's restoration crew. NREM itself is divided into 3 stages. Stage N1 is the lobby, the brief transition from wakefulness to sleep. It lasts only a few minutes. Your muscles relax, your brain waves slow down, and you can be easily woken up. You might not even realize you were asleep. Next, you go to Stage N2, which is where you'll spend about half your total sleep time. Here, your heart rate and breathing slow further, your body temperature drops, and your eye movements stop. Your brain activity is quiet, but punctuated by sudden bursts of activity called sleep spindles and K-complexes. Think of these as the brain's security system, actively working to keep you asleep by resisting external noises and helping to lock in memories. Finally, you descend into the deepest and most restorative stage, N3, also known as deep sleep or slow wave sleep. This is the foundation of the building. During N3, your brain produces powerful, slow delta waves. This is where the heavy lifting happens. Your body releases growth hormone for tissue repair, it works on muscle growth, and it strengthens your immune system. Waking up from this stage is very difficult and is what causes that intense grogginess and confusion known as sleep inertia. You spend the most time in this deep sleep during the first half of the night. If you don't get enough N3 sleep, it almost doesn't matter how long you were in bed. You will likely wake up feeling physically drained. After cycling through these NREM stages, you enter a completely different and fascinating state, REM sleep. REM sleep is a paradox. Your brain activity, heart rate, and breathing suddenly speed up to levels similar to when you're awake. But at the same time, your body experiences a temporary muscle paralysis. This is a brilliant safety feature called atonia, which prevents you from physically acting out your vivid dreams. And yes, this is the stage where most of that intense, story-like dreaming occurs. REM sleep is your brain's nightly reorganization and rejuvenation. It's critical for consolidating memories, processing emotions, and learning. Your brain sorts through the day's information, strengthening important neural connections and pruning away unimportant ones. The first REM period of the night is quite short, but with each new cycle, the REM stages get progressively longer, meaning most of your cognitive restoration happens in the early hours of the morning. So if this beautiful, complex architecture is the blueprint for a good night's rest, why do we so often wake up feeling like it's all come crashing down? The answer, in one phrase, is sleep fragmentation. This is the core of the problem. Feeling exhausted after 8 hours in bed is a classic sign that your sleep architecture has been compromised. Frequent awakenings, even micro-arousals that you don't consciously remember, shatter the natural progression through the sleep stages. They repeatedly kick you out of the deep, restorative N3 and REM stages and back into the lighter N1 and N2 stages. You might have been in bed for 8 hours, but your brain never got the chance to complete its essential maintenance work. So what are the intruders causing this fragmentation? One of the biggest and most serious culprits is sleep apnea. This is a disorder where your breathing repeatedly stops and starts while you sleep. These pauses, called apneas, cause your blood oxygen levels to drop. Your brain senses the danger and forces a brief, panicked awakening to restore breathing. A person with severe sleep apnea can experience hundreds of these arousals per night. They won't remember them, but these constant interruptions demolish their sleep architecture. Sufferers spend far too much time in light sleep and are starved of the deep N3 and REM sleep they desperately need, leading to severe daytime sleepiness and a host of other serious health risks. Other conditions like restless leg syndrome, with its uncontrollable urge to move the legs, or periodic limb movement disorder, which causes repetitive jerking, also create constant arousals that fragment sleep. But it's not just medical disorders. Our own daily habits are often the primary architects of our sleep's destruction. Let's start with stress and anxiety. When you're stressed, your body is coursing with cortisol, the fight or flight hormone. Cortisol promotes alertness, which is the exact opposite of what you need at bedtime. High cortisol levels at night can make it hard to fall asleep and lead to more frequent awakenings, creating a vicious cycle. Stress ruins your sleep, and a lack of quality sleep makes you more vulnerable to stress. Next, let's talk about the deceptive allure of alcohol. Many people use a nightcap to unwind, and it works initially. Alcohol is a sedative, so it can help you fall asleep faster. But here's the trap. As your body metabolizes the alcohol during the night, it creates a rebound effect. It leads to significant sleep disruption in the second half of the night. Alcohol is particularly destructive to REM sleep, suppressing it early on. This leads to a more fragmented, less restorative night, which is why you can sleep for 8 hours after a few drinks and still wake up feeling mentally foggy and unrested. The caffeine conundrum is another major factor. That morning coffee or afternoon soda works by blocking a sleep-promoting chemical in your brain called adenosine. Adenosine builds up all day, creating sleep pressure. Caffeine parks in adenosine's receptors, tricking your brain into feeling alert. The problem is caffeine's long half-life, which can be several hours. A 3 p.m. coffee can still be actively blocking your sleep signals at 11 p.m., making it harder to fall asleep and, crucially, reducing the amount of deep, slow-wave N3 sleep you get. Finally, there's the tyranny of an inconsistent schedule. Your body's internal 24-hour clock, your circadian rhythm, thrives on routine. When you have chaotic bedtimes and wake-up times, especially when you sleep in late on weekends, you create a condition known as social jet lag. You're essentially confusing your body about when it should be producing sleep hormones, like melatonin. This desynchronization disrupts the timing and structure of your sleep stages, leading to poor quality rest. And we can't forget the blue light from our screens, which directly suppresses melatonin production, telling your brain it's still daytime when you should be winding down. So how do we rebuild our sleep architecture and start waking up refreshed? The good news is, you have a significant amount of control. First, prioritize a consistent schedule. This is the single most important tip. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every single day, even on weekends. This stabilizes your circadian rhythm. Second, create a relaxing bedtime routine. For 30 to 60 minutes before bed, put away the work, put away the screens, and do something calming. Read a physical book, take a warm bath, listen to calm music, or practice meditation. This signals to your brain that it's time to prepare for sleep. Third, optimize your sleep environment. Make your bedroom a sanctuary dedicated to sleep. It should be as dark, quiet, and cool as possible. Fourth, be mindful of what you consume. Avoid caffeine for at least 8 hours before bed and limit alcohol, especially in the evening. Fifth, if you suspect an underlying issue like sleep apnea, chronic pain, or hormonal changes are at play, it is absolutely crucial to consult a healthcare professional. A proper diagnosis and treatment can be life-changing. In conclusion, feeling tired after a full night in bed is your body's check engine light. It's a clear signal that the quality, not just the quantity of your sleep, is suffering. By understanding the intricate neuro-architecture of sleep, the essential cycles of NREM and REM, and the many factors that can disrupt it, you can move beyond simply counting hours. You can start to actively cultivate a truly restorative and rejuvenating rest. A well-structured night's sleep is not a luxury. It is a biological necessity for a healthy, energized, and vibrant life. Thank you for listening to G Fun Facts Online.